All right, what's going on YouTube? So a few days ago, a player by the name of I believe it's Lu- Ludovic Mbock. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm not too familiar with this gentleman within the FGC. He may have been at some of the final rounds I've attended, but many people speak highly of him. But in some circumstance, from what I have researched and read, and some of these are just like one-off posts I've read, he has either turned himself in or he was detained by ICE. So we're going to go with more of the latter, that he was detained. And now everyone speaks on him being a nice fellow and all that, and I get that. But no one gets detained without a reason. And I know some have spoken on it's just because ICE is evil, blah, blah, blah. I get that. You hold those beliefs, you are allowed to. But there is a point in a country where they are tired of certain things, and so the laws will be upheld. And so I don't think Mr. Ludwig has done anything malicious. He's been here half his life. I believe he's been here since he's 19, 18. It's some of this information is in this article, but I wanted to bring this forth or to the forefront, excuse me. So the only thing from everything I have looked at is that he came over here on some type of visa and overstayed it. And I'm just coming to this conclusion based on everything I have read, since no one has answered the basic question why he was detained. So, and there has been a GoFundMe which has reached near 70K. Now, due to certain circumstances, you can go read the updates on that. But unfortunately, they did get a lawyer and put in for a uh what the motion that make sure he was not moved, and I think that was around 30 grand or so for the lawyer to put into the paperwork and all that. That was the first round to GoFundMe. The goal was raised to 50,000 after that, and now it's almost to 90K. So the GoFundMe is sitting around like 70,000 or so. I don't know, but unfortunately, according to the updates, he has been moved to some another center being held. So what is going to happen, I don't know. But until I know the actual reason he was detained, I, me personally, I cannot donate to this. But I will say, as far as like the FGC goes, at times the community part, when they want to rally behind something, they will rally behind something. So they did fund that GoFundMe within like less than a day and a half, less than 24 hours. I'll say. I will give props where props are due. Let's go into this. Ludwig Minbach, or we're just going to say Lud, just for my sake, a competitive player, or a competitive FGC player, and known for playing games like Street Fighter, King of Fighters, has reportedly been detained by ICE. His friends and family are asking for financial support to cover legal fees and work toward his release. The GoFundMe campaign, set up by the organizer David Hazelwood, says that any money donated toward securing legal representation, covering legal fees, providing direct assistance to Lud needs during this challenging time. The current goal is, I mean, obviously, I stated earlier, the goal is has reached farther than that. Mind you, this is the Kotaku article, so please take this with a grain of salt. I will have it linked down below. I will not directly link to the campaign, but the campaign is linked in this article. I'm just doing that because YouTube will try to say I'm trying to promote something, and I'm just doing my due diligence on that part. Please help Lud, who is a wonderful, kind person that makes the world a better place. America is better with him here. Hazelwood writes. Details are scarce on exactly when, where, and how Lud was detained, according to a post on Blue Sky. Writer Sam Makovich Mbock. Now, see, this is an interesting word. I had to look this. Immigrated, which is like exiting from one country, but you're immigrating to another. It's kind of interesting to see that word versus immigration, but he immigrated over here via some way. Details still unknown on that part. Uh, from Cameroon. Never heard of this country till now. Interesting stuff to learn about. And has lived in the U.S. for more than half his life, having graduated from a MD high school in 2006. As news of Lud's situation spread, the fighting game community, his teammates, the Hero Group, have been sharing the GoFundMe and pleading with the public for financial support. Now this is the first time within the fighting game community I've ever heard of this happening. And I've been to some big tournaments, some not, and I've always watched them when I can. But and there are times foreign players have had issues getting visas to come to the US, be it because of their own home country or just other things. Now, normally when you have I believe this is more of like a hometown team, like I've been a part of, that there's not a ton of financial support in that stuff. But like if you're on a pro team, they will have like lodging, visas, and everything secured. So you wouldn't have those issues on that type of standpoint. Let's see. Our brother Ludovic from the TH was detained by ICE and right now needs us. And if you've ever gamed with him or know how kind, loyal, solid person he is, then you understand why this hits hard. There's a support link set up with legal fees to make sure he has the resources he needs during this time. If you're able to contribute, anything helps. If not, please share the link. Spreading the word matters as much. Let's stand behind one of our own that way. Or, excuse me, let's stand behind one of our own the way he's always stood behind us. By all means, do this if you believe so. If you feel this is the right thing to do. I'm just sharing this from as a neutral party because I have no stake in this. Just want to make that very clear. I'm not for nor against what's happening to him, but no one gets detained in this manner unless there's a violation of some kind. And we will quickly go over that a little bit later. Let's see here. Seiko Ludovic or Lude from THG. Staying by ICE right now. He needs us. He's more than a teammate. He's family. I'm going to say something very clear from personal experience within the FGC. There are times, mind you, these mom and pop teams will say family. Be very wary of that when joining them. I just say that from personal experience. Please be very wary of of like any business or any other entity saying we're a family. We've set a support link to help with legal fees and support during this time. If you can donate, please do. If not, please share. And this will show you the Blue Sky link if you want to go there. Let's see. In an update posted yesterday, February 18th, Hazelwood says the donations thus far have helped pay for the first round of legal fees. That he is hopeful this will delay Lud's transfer to another ICE facility, but sadly that he's already been transferred. There was a judge did sign an order, but you have to please remember this when it comes to certain legal procedures. If depending on how fast the paperwork gets to somebody, if there's already standing orders for one thing and this other piece of document is not received, the standing orders will henceforth take place or take precedent over that, from my understanding on things. Let's see. Lud has been playing Street Fighter and other fighting games competitively for over a decade. Noah is known. Oh, pardon me. known for playing Chun-Li. You can watch one of his Street Fighter videos matches below. Like I said, this will be linked down below for you to view and everything. I will not go into the comment section because there might be something in there that would get this video nuked. So I'm going to avoid that. Now, there was a kind gentleman with the account of MK11 Jokes needs to ask you something. Now, he's documented every quote of everybody that spoke on Blood's behalf. I can't show some of them due to several inappropriate words YouTube will nuke this video for. So I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. I hope you all understand that. And I apologize for that. But that's just the way dealing with the YouTube algorithm has been. All kinds of FGC folks are testifying their in real life connections with Lud, solidifying his palpable presence in the scene. In other words, there's never been a bigger giveaway as to who has no real ties here. Anyone even questioning, well, what did he do, is confirmed fake FGC. And I will disagree with this. No, something's going on and no one wants to answer the basic question. I'm sorry. And if questioning what's going on is terrible, I don't know what else to really say. So, again, bro, I've been dead ass known Lud since I was 19 and known him since I was 17. This is fucked up. Like, bro, I swear I've never even seen him hurt okay, some people need to work on the grammars, please. Let's see here. Lud is one of the best of us one of the best of the FGC. Full stop. There is no arguing that or putting logic to this situation. They have taken our friend. A little bit about my friend and brother. He's been here for over 20 years playing Tekken, Street Fighter, KOF. He's worked several jobs at once looking ways to pay his own way. Now, I'm sure he has and everything, but again, the question has to be asked, why was he detained? And if this is not answered, I can't help. I can't help. I'm sorry. I need to know what's going on. Even for me to like put donations towards something this serious, and there's just too much unknown for the whole situation. Now, I quickly wanted to go over this. What happens if you overstay your visa in America, the United States? Other countries, what they do will vary. Mostly it's from like if you know who like Johnny Somali is and he those annoying like harassing streamers, they get their butts deported. Or even worse, they get put in jail for various things. Usually the lightest thing that happens is you get deported and then there's a ban on your visa. All right. But according to this, overstaying your visa in the United States means remaining in the country past the admit until date listed on your form, I believe I-94, which results in unlawful presence and immediate loss of legal status. This can trigger serious consequences, including deportation or removal proceedings, especially if discovered by immigration authorities. Re-entry bars after leaving the U.S. 3-year bar if you overstay 120 days, less than a year. 10-year if you overstay more than 1 year. Automatic cancellation of your visa, making it valid for future entry. And eligibility for visa extensions, status changes for tourist, student, adjustments, difficulty obtaining future visas, green cards, or any other illegal, or excuse me, give me a second here. Excuse me, other immigration benefits due to a record of unlawful presence. Now, to a degree, being a visitor here in the U.S., you do have some rights. You don't get the full package, obviously, but key expectations and legal options. Immediate relatives of the U.S. citizen, spouse, unmarried. may be eligible to adjust their status to lawful permanent residence, apply for a green card without leaving the U.S. even after overstay. You may qualify for a waiver Form I 601 or I 601A to overcome reentry bars, especially if you have a qualifying relative who suffered extreme hardship. Let's see, if you applied for an extension before a visa expired, you may remain unlawfully in the U.S. while USCIS processes your request. Important notes. The visa expiration date is not the determining factor. Your I-94 date is what matters. The duration of status on your I-94 means you can stay as long as you're in the qualifying program, like one student, but you must leave after completing studies or practical training. Overstaying in a civil violation, not a criminal offense, but can lead to long-term immigration consequences. So overstaying on a visa is a civil violation. It's not a criminal offense, but there have been many cases I've been reading where they've overstayed. Let's see, there was a lady that overstayed her visa for 30 years and ran a ladies of the night ring. So you can imagine what all kinds of charges that comes with. But yes, overstaying is a civil violation, but still you are still you can still be deported for overstaying. There are ways around it and such, but again, I no one has answered anything on the question of why he was. So my only conclusion is Lud has overstayed on some visa, and or he's had a visa that has there are visas you apply for that you have to either renew every like 2 5 years depending on which one it is, and those are expensive and you have to do that. But if you fail in doing the paperwork, you have to face the consequences of that. If you do this in any other country, they do the same thing. Some consequences are far worse. But other than that, folks, this article will be linked down below along with MK11's testimonies from everybody. But you all take care and be safe. Have a blessed day.